Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Chiefs Kingdom Report. This is your one-take, full-force, hard-on-your-sleeve narration of what just went down in Week 6. Strap in because today's spotlight is scorching, and if you thought the Chiefs were just going to limp through this season, think again. From the opening whistle to that final collision, Kansas City showed us exactly why you never bet against them. After a rocky start to the year, after questions swirling around the defense, after injuries, after adversity, that unstoppable aura the Chiefs have carried for seasons began to reignite right before our eyes. In a commanding 30-17 win over the Detroit Lions, the kingdom roared. Let's dissect every moment, celebrate every hero, and lay bare what this means for the rest of the season. The battle before sunset. It wasn't a pretty start. The Lions came in loaded with weapons. Jared Goff razor sharp. Detroit's offense had been among the most potent in the league, and they came to Arrowhead to prove a point. Steve Spagnuolo warned that they'd have to pick and choose who to take away, that some guys would need to carry burdens of their own. The challenge was massive, but the Chiefs answered it. Detroit tried to dominate with possession. They opened the game with a nearly 10-minute drive culminating in a field goal, but they couldn't sustain that grip when it mattered most. Kansas City's defense tightened, pressure came at choke points, and Detroit floundered when stakes soared. And speaking of defense, consider this. After a shaky performance in prior weeks and criticism for mistakes, the unit delivered when the lights were brightest. Charles Omenihu's sack, Chamari Connor's tackles, discipline on penalties. Note, the Chiefs didn't commit one in this game. That's a defense with something to prove, and they delivered. Mahomes and the offensive firestorm. Patrick Mahomes, when the heat turned up, turned into pure fire. Against the Lions, he calmly picked apart the defense, evaded pressure, made throws under duress. In this game, 22 of 30, 257 yards, and yes, 3 passing touchdowns, plus his own scrambling score. He showed the kind of late-season Mahomes we've come to expect in championship runs. One of the milestones that can't be overlooked, in this game, Mahomes hit his 300th career passing touchdown, becoming the fastest in NFL history to reach that mark. That's not luck, that's consistent, transcendent excellence. His favorite targets answered the call too. Marquise Hollywood Brown made plays. Juju Smith-Schuster got involved, showing grit in contested regions. Xavier Worthy also chipped in. This trio, plus tight end Travis Kelce, who fought through controversy on a disputed catch, made sure the offense remained unpredictable and dangerous. Deep, intermediate, short, all phases. One play that stood out, Mahomes' 4th touchdown run of 2025 gave KC a 12-10 lead at a moment when momentum could swing. That kind of aggressiveness in crunch time, flashing confidence, flashing swagger. Injuries, absences, and depth emerging. Behind every win is a story of what the team overcame, and KC had to overcome some serious adversity. Left tackle Josh Simmons, a rookie standout, was suddenly ruled out due to a family issue just before kickoff. That's a blow to any team's protection scheme. But Jalen Moore stepped in admirably under pressure. Coaches praised his composure. And then there's the potential return of Rashee Rice. Suspended for 6 games, dealing with injury, rehab, and off-the-field matters, he's now eligible to practice again. His return injects real dynamism into the receiving corps. The unit that has borne the load, Hollywood Brown, Worthy, Thornton, Kelce, they've held the line, but Rice's presence could tilt matchups further in KC's favor. On the other side, Detroit had downs too, but this is Kansas City. We punish opposition mistakes and weaknesses. Chiefs have needed to be deeper than ever this season, and this game underscored that their roster can handle it. Post-game drama and what it signals. This wasn't just a win, it turned into a statement. After the final whistle, emotions boiled over. Lions safety Brant Branch refused a handshake from Mahomes, then shoved Juju Smith-Schuster, sparking a brawl. Bloodied nose, chaos, scrutiny. Branch later admitted his conduct was childish. The NFL is reviewing it, and repercussions may follow. But what the dust-up also showed is opponents still feel challenged by Kansas City. When your presence on the field creates that level of tension, you're doing something right. There was controversy, too. A disputed Kelce catch in the third quarter landed in the middle of commentary about officiating fairness. Some fans cried cheating favored calls, while others defended it as inconclusive. Yet the next play was run quickly, no review. Controversy or not, Kelce's performance, 68 yards on 6 receptions, was a statement at age 36 in the twilight of his career. Meanwhile, analysts and national media are asking, did the Kansas City Chiefs get their swagger back? A dominant performance rather than a narrow escape? A game won with authority? That question may be answered with a resounding yes. Season context and what it means. Let's zoom out. The 2025 season has not been kind in parts. It's the Chiefs' 56th NFL season, 66th overall. This year marks a rough start relative to previous norms. For the first time since 2014, they began 0-2. After that gut-wrenching loss to Jacksonville in Week 5, Trevor Lawrence driving late, flipping the script, everyone began to question whether this iteration of the Chiefs still had the magic. Now, after 6 weeks, we're at 3-3, right back to 500. The margin is thin. Every game going forward carries weight. In the AFC West, the Broncos and Chargers are vying, and KC can't afford drop-offs. The next stretch, including a matchup with the Raiders, feels like a crucible. Victory maintaining momentum matters more than ever. Off the field, the franchise is already planning for its long arc. The Chiefs are actively exploring stadium designs in both Missouri and Kansas, potentially a domed stadium in Kansas, and renovation plans for Arrowhead. This is not a team thinking short-term. They're laying the infrastructure now while fighting on the gridiron today. Conclusion. The kingdom rises again. This is the moment. After turbulence, after doubts, after criticism and whispers of decline, the Kansas City Chiefs have answered. They reclaimed swagger, authority, and energy in a manic, hard-earned win. This is not merely a win in Week 6, it's a recalibration. If this team continues to do what it did tonight, play tough, play clean, make big plays in the clutch, no challenger in the AFC should feel safe. The defense showed backbone. The offense showed creativity under pressure. Mahomes hit his milestones. The receiving core held strong. The roster depth answered calls. And the King of the Hill is reminding the league the kingdom is far from dethroned. To every fan listening, to every viewer watching, this is where we double down. This is where belief becomes electricity. If you felt that pulse with me, if you believe this season is far from over, if you feel the force of this kingdom, tell me, what did you see in this win? What worries you going forward? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like if you're riding with the Chiefs through thick and thin. And if you haven't yet, subscribe now so you never miss a moment of the grind, the glory, the stories of this kingdom. This is Chiefs Kingdom Report. We rise, we roar, we reign.